Hey guys, welcome back. So, since you briefly saw the last part of this video, we are now into the second stage of it. Unfortunately, I ran out of time the night we set aside to do this, and this poor truck has now been sitting outside ever since. It's gonna be 3, 4, maybe 5 months it's been sitting outside now, without a cylinder head. Some spiders have made their home in it. It looks no different when we last left off. It's our engine bay. Here's our new goodies over here. Luckily I boxed and bagged and tagged everything as I went. So, new cylinder head's right there, old cylinder head's there. All we had was a blown head gasket, let go on the back. Mainly due to age by the look of it, wasn't anything too nasty in there. The top of the deck looks good. I'm just in the midst of cleaning all this up at the moment, so don't mind the dust, I'll blow all that off soon. Just cleaning up the intake manifold. I've transferred all the goodies from the old head to the new head. It is a brand new, non-genuine head. I probably could have re-machined this one. The thought process was that if I had a brand new head, in one night we could just change the whole thing over. Fortunately, something came up, I had to leave early, and it just didn't happen. So, there's actually nothing wrong with this head. I thought it was blown due to gas. It's not. It was just a failed head gasket at the rear. There is one part where the water jacket's really close. There's a bit of corrosion and muck in there. And it just let go on the head gasket, just lightly too. So, I've just transferred all the studs over, everything's looking cool there. Once I finish cleaning this up, I'll lower that bad boy in there and start connecting everything back together and hopefully get a running truck and we can finally take this bad boy out the beach. Alright, head bolts all ready to go. They are brand new head bolts. They are whatever that brand is. They weren't the cheapest, they weren't the most expensive either, whatever's. New head bolts is better than old head bolts essentially. All covered in anti-seize both on the threads and on the washer faces so they go down nice. New head's fully prepped and ready to go. I'm a little bit excited about that, although I am solo tonight. Which is a bugger. This thing's gonna be damn heavy. In there is all rock and roll time. I've cleaned it, emery taped it. I'm super happy with the prep. I think it's gonna go together nicely as long as I can land that guy by myself from that stool into that engine bay. Here we go. Glorious cylinder head in there, look at that. That was heavy and awkward. I just stood in the engine bay to flip down there, braced myself off the firewall and maneuvered it in there. So, here's my second hand, third hand really. So that's it, all the bolts are just going in now. Just run them down till they touch. Pretty funky sequencing for these, so we'll follow the correct sequencing and we'll have a cylinder head back on this bad boy sealing the top end off. I'm a little bit excited. Rightio, we got a little bit of a sequence here. Tension wrench, load it up, get our pen, and go use that to help me guide where we're going here. And you can see we've got our specific settings, cylinder head gasket. So I guess without further ado, I shall go do these bad boys up. So we're doing up any head bolt, or any bolt you should be tensioning. Torque wrench only goes one way. You need two hands, one to pull, one to hold the head firm. I'm just going to do this because I've already set this one. But the idea is that you have two hands, one holding and one pulling, and it's a smooth, even motion until it clicks, and that's us. Super simple. So I'm on the third stage of torquing down. We are now at 57, I think. Hang on, let me double check that. I have set it, it is ready to go. 67. 67, we'll lose them all off, go back down to 29. We're in Newton meters, sorry. And plus 74 degrees. Getting there. Rightio, I'm a little bit stoked with myself. That sucker is in there. The white pen lines indicate done up permanently. So if you see a pen line, hey, that's not going the right way. Be sure to say something. But no, I'm pretty good. I'm happy with all that. So that's all done down. Those stupid little bolts back in the front, because they're a bugger of a little thing if you forget them. Also, you have a coolant leak you didn't want to know about. So I am going to take a very small breather because leaning over this, doing all those up was rather tedious. So I'll take a break, get the valve train back in, valve cover, all new gaskets. I'll do the intake manifold gasket, which I have been dreading about this entire thing. I made the decision to leave the manifold in the car, not something I normally do, but I started undoing some of these little clips and they are brittle. This car's got 300 and something thousand Ks on it, and all these little guys here, they are going to snap and not go back together. And I decided that I just do not need that hassle in my life. So as much as it was a gigantic pain in the ass to undo the manifold there, and it's going to be an even bigger one to do them back up, it is still a whole lot better than trying to repair all these little clips and wires and all these little vent lines that are old and busted custard. So I'll take the tedious task of just doing it all back up. So this is it, the final product. Oh, don't mind the fan belt squeal. I haven't done the alternator back up properly. It's just kind of wherever I put it back on. So that's her, she's idling beautifully. It is running on gas at the moment because the petrol in the tank's a year old and it runs, but nowhere near as well as it should. Air conditioning is still working perfectly. And that's our lovely new cylinder head doing its thing. Runs so good. I don't know if I made mention of it when I was doing the video of doing the head there, but it looks like it may have been rebuilt at some stage. There's numbers in the pistons that don't look right. And normally in the top of the crown of the piston on a Nissan, I actually have the Nissan emblem like this guy here. Without obviously Nissan writing, and it sort of carved into it. It didn't have that, so there's a good chance or a small chance, or maybe no chance at all, that it has been rebuilt at some stage. Either way, I'm very happy with it. And it's going to move on to its next cycle. Apparently I didn't do that upside. I'll get onto that in a second. I've had it driving, everything works really well. The stage of this is, this car is going off to be painted. Ooh, I know, right? Fancy pants. So, yeah, I guess we'll have some updates on that, and I might even do a follow-up video. Roof basket's going in the bin, because I don't like roof baskets. It doesn't really have any rust in it, so to speak. There's this little bit here, and if you look in the gutter there, it's just sort of a bit average. Full respray on the roof, clean the whole girl up. Might even get it registered.